Lesson 4. The three food classes: proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Proteins, made up of amino acids, contain the basic building materials of the body and are most useful when found in uncooked plant foods. All the strongest, largest animals on the earth feed their muscles and enormous bodies with plants, especially green leaves, plankton, and algae. Carbohydrates, sugars, are sources of quick energy and are best derived from mineral-rich sweet fruits. Fats consist of solid or liquid oils that lubricate the intestines and joints and are sources of long-term energy. Fat is best derived from such foods as avocados, olives, olive oil, nuts, nut oils, cacao butter, many seeds, seed oils, coconut oil, and the durian fruit. Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats form the points of a triangle. The goal is to stay balanced within the triangle. Let's look at the different food classes and their roles. Fats. Plant fats contain many oils that are favorable to our appearance. Avocados, olives, raw nuts, certain raw seeds, young coconuts, cacao, raw chocolate, and the Southeast Asian fruit called durian have impressive youthening qualities. Many plant fats are cold pressed to create wonderful oils such as olive oil, hemp oil, borage seed oil, primrose oil, flaxseed oil, etc. Cold-pressed oils retain more sensitive elements and delicate flavors than heat-processed oils. Raw or cold-pressed fats and oils are one of the best foods to include in our diet because they beautify the skin, lubricate the joints and intestines, strengthen cell membranes, and restore fat-soluble nutrients to the tissues. Cooked fats, oils tend to be broken down improperly. They lead to acne, skin disorders, liver stagnation, porous cell membranes, body odor, and nutritional deficiencies. Cooked fats, oils are fattening and led to many health challenges. That is why we hear unfavorable reports about fats, oils in the media and in science journals. The spicy sulfurous elements found in hot peppers, onions, garlic, arugula, radishes, and watercress can be cooled or cut by eating fats such as avocados, macadamia nuts, olives, olive oil, and coconut oil. Fats help digest spicy sulfur compounds. The opposite is also true. Spicy sulfur compounds help digest fats. Sulfur compounds cause fat to disperse in the bloodstream, preventing the fat from clumping, agglutinating in the blood. Types of fats. The arrangement of hydrogen determines if a fat is saturated, monounsaturated, or polyunsaturated. The best saturated fats include cold-pressed coconut oil, sometimes called coconut butter, cacao butter, and palm kernel oil. The best monounsaturated fats include avocados, olives, raw nuts, except polyunsaturated walnuts, stone-crushed olive oil, and durian. The best polyunsaturated fats include hemp seed oil, hemp seeds, chia seeds, primrose oil, borage seed oil, flaxseed oil, and walnuts. Excellent choices for dietary. Fat fruits, avocado, durian, olives, stone-crushed olive oil, nuts, raw nuts of all kinds, and raw nut butters, cacao, raw chocolate. Seeds, pumpkin seeds or raw pumpkin seed butter, sesame seeds or raw black tahini, sunflower seeds or raw sunflower butter. Hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, seed oils, cold pressed. Young coconuts, coconut butter oil. Carbohydrates, sugars. The best source of carbohydrates is organic fruits or wild fruits that contain seeds. Organic and or wild fruits sold at natural food stores and farmers markets always contain more minerals than commercially grown varieties sold at supermarkets. Generally, the richer a sweet fruit is in minerals, the better. Mineral content is usually detectable in fruit quality, flavor, texture, and the overall richness of the fruit. The term carbohydrate is a fancy way of saying cooked sugar and or starch. This term is frequently used to mask the quantity of sugar and starch found in such foods as bread, pasta, rice cakes, baked potatoes, potato chips, corn chips, high fructose corn syrup, soy milk, alcohol, soda, seedless fruits, etc. All of these foods are derived from wheat seeds, barley seeds, soybeans, corn, beets, potatoes, and tree grafting processes. These long domesticated, chemically grown, hybridized crops are high in carbohydrates, energetically weak, and low in minerals. Sugar diabetes, sometimes called diabetes mellitus, is one of the most common diseases of the modern age. Mellitus is a combination of two Latin words, mel, which in Latin is honey, and itis for inflammation. People with sugar diabetes have a lifespan one-third shorter than non-diabetics. Refined sugar. Heroin is produced by taking the juice of certain poppy varieties and refining it into opium, then morphine, and finally into heroin. Similarly, refined sugar is produced from taking the juice of sugarcane or beet and refining it into molasses, then brown sugar, and finally into white sugar. Refined sugar is a drug that causes artificial highs, mood swings, depression, and energy crashes. In the 16th century, refined sugar was considered to be a recreational drug in the royal courts of Europe. Refined sugar, chemically in the form of sucrose, is close in chemical composition to glucose, so it largely escapes processing by the liver. When one ingests it, the sucrose passes into the blood, where the glucose level has already been established in precise balance with oxygen. The blood sugar level is thus drastically increased. Understanding the yin-yang balance. According to Oriental philosophy, everything in nature follows a yin-yang balance, including dietary patterns. Sugar is the extreme yin food, and red meat is the extreme yang food. These are two ends of a seesaw. Visualize refined sugar on one side, red meat on the other. Even though they are both toxic foods, together they will actually balance each other out in terms of the way they stimulate a person. If one is eliminated without the other, the seesaw will swing out of balance. Both must be removed from the diet at the same time. This is a key understanding in transitioning your diet. Improving carbohydrate choices. Improving the quality of your carbohydrates improves the quality of your health and life. Eliminating refined sugar and white flour, then replacing those with whole foods and natural fruits with seeds is the core of any sensible diet. The best choice is to select foods that are richly mineralized and are medium to low in sugar. Certainly organic, homegrown, and/or wild fruits with seeds are excellent choices because they are always higher in minerals than the type of commercially grown fruits found in most supermarkets. Excellent carbohydrate choices raw. Agave cactus nectar, sap from the agave plant. Apples, berries of all kinds. Cacao fruit. Cherry moyas includes atamoyas, sugar apples, pawpaws, and another 60 fruits in this class. Citrus fruits with seeds. Dragon fruit, durian figs. Grapes, jackfruit, mamey sapotes. Mangoes, mangosteen, melons of all kinds if they contain seeds. Papayas, pears, sapotes, stone fruits, apricots, nectarines, peaches, plums, yacon root syrup, young Thai coconut water, excellent to mix with green superfood powders. Cooked choices. Ancient grain breads, kamut spelt wild rice, breadfruit sweet potatoes, yams, yucca root. Protein. Proteins are molecular compounds integral to the life functions of every type of living cell. These large, complex molecules might contain as many as 1,000 amino acid units. Of the 22 amino acids, only a few will be found in most proteins. The variance in the total number of amino acids present and the order of amino acids in the chain accounts for the vast number of different types of protein. A protein-rich buckwheat sprout, viewed from above, Kirlian image. Most of the flesh in animals and most of the organic material in plants is composed of proteins. All enzymes, antigens, antibodies, and hormones are proteins. Research has shown that the complementary protein principle, the idea that foods such as beans could be eaten with foods such as rice to create a complete protein, is unnecessary as the body pools amino acids and can use them to create proteins even when certain amino acids are absent from the diet for a meal, a day, a week, etc. Beans and legumes contain coarse proteins that are unfavorable for beauty. To some degree, sprouted grain also contains coarse proteins that, when excessively eaten, disfavor beauty, the best protein foods. Almonds, bee pollen, probably the best of all high-protein foods. Blue-green algae from Klamath Lake, brewer's yeast, not good for those with candida or other fungal conditions in or outside the body. Chlorella durian, Earth's essential elements. E3 live, fresh algae. Goji berries, 14% protein, grass powders, dehydrated and powdered grasses, green leafy vegetables such as parsley, spinach, kale, collards, green cabbage, arugula, etc. Hemp seeds contain the globular complete protein edestin, hemp protein, 3 grams of protein per tablespoon, Incan berries, 16% protein, maca, powdered root superfood from the Andes, marine phytoplankton, mature grasses, chew on the blades before they have flowered. Olives, propolis, a resinous substance from saps collected by bees to help build the hive. Pumpkin seeds, pure synergy or other green superfood formulas, spirulina, sprouted grains, sprouted wild rice, sprouts of all types, vegetable powders, dehydrated and powdered green vegetables.